Okay, sixth grade. We're in our third lesson of the unit, and we're talking about proportions. A proportion is when you have two ratios or two fractions that equal each other. And in a proportion, the cross products are equal. So you can see on the notes, you can see that little example there showing the cross products are equal. But let's do a few examples so this makes some sense. So you can see our question, do the following pairs of ratios, when we say ratios, we mean these fractions right here, do they form a proportion? So your answer is going to be yes or no. But we can prove our answer by seeing if the cross products are equal. So what I mean by that is we multiply diagonally. So if what we're going to do 16 times 15. I'm going to come off to that side here and do that. 16 times 15. 5 times 6 is 30, carry my 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. I add a 0, 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 1 is 1. Add those up, I get 240. So I figured out 16 times 15 is 240. So what I did was I cross-multiplied those right there. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the other diagonal. I'm going to find their cross products, which means I'm just going to do 6 times 40. 6 times 40 I can do in my head because 6 times 4 is 24. So 6 times 40 is also 240. You can see there we got 240 for both. And when that happens, our answer is going to be yes. Those two fractions, those two ratios form a proportion. So let's look at our second one. We have 4 tenths and 21 35ths. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply by diagonally, we're going to find our cross products. So we're going to do 10 times 21. Can do that in my head. 10 times 21 would be 210. I'm going to do the same thing now with my other diagonal, 4 times 35. Let's see if we can do that in our head. Well, I know 35 times 2 is 70, so 35 times 4 would be 140. I can see I got 210 for my one diagonal, I got 140 for my other diagonal. Those are not the same number. So no, these two ratios or fractions do not form a proportion. You need to get the same number like we did in the first example to get a proportion. If we get two different numbers, the answer is no. So let's look at our third one, 3 ninths and 18 54ths. So I'll start with my first diagonal there, 9 times 18. If I come off to the side and do that multiplication, 9 times 8 is 72, carry my 7. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 7 is 16. So that's 162. So now I'm going to do my other diagonal. I did 9 times 18. Now I'm going to do 3 times 54. So come up down here, 54 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12, carry my 1. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. I also got 162. So that means those two fractions, those two ratios are equal. So therefore, yes, they do form a proportion. So you can see, proving two fractions or two ratios that they're a proportion is really not that hard. You're just multiplying diagonally. You do each diagonal. If you get the same number, yes, they're a proportion. If you get a different number, no, they're not a proportion. All right, I got one more quick example for you. Check out that video.